I know it constantly, feels like that as individuals, we're living in some type of circle. Like our lives just continues to go in a circle. Sometimes we're feeling good about ourselves. Sometimes we're feeling, horrible about ourselves. Or sometimes we're feeling lost. And, what I wanted to talk to you guys today was about those times when you're feeling lost and how you can get out of that rut and what brings on that type of feeling, that place of limbo where we don't really technically know where we're taking our life, and at that moment we kind of feel stuck, like we're in quicksand, and we don't necessarily know how to get out of it. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys today of give a little bit of advice or some ideas of what to do when you're in a rut, or you're in a place of stagnation. Most of the time we have this feeling of, loss or stagnation because we don't necessarily know what we want to do with our life or the direction of where we want to take our life. So this is something that requires time, time for you to take out by yourself alone to get an idea of who you are, where you are at that moment and where you want to be in the future. It's a period to where we need to have stillness around us or calmness around us, not be distracted by outside things or outside influences, or what I like to call noise. So anything could be considered noise. Your phone could be considered noise. Somebody talking to you could be considered noise. The TV playing could be considered noise. So we just want to get into a space to where there's no noise around us, so we can think clearly on, what it is we're trying to do or who we're trying to become. And to get to that level of thinking, it requires stillness. So, the first thing I would advise, people to do, or things that I do, I get in a place to where I'm by myself, a place that I enjoy. I love to be when I'm by myself, and to really take time, maybe meditating, sitting there for an hour, sitting there for 30 minutes and meditate. Really close your eyes and try to think of who it is you want to become and how do you plan on getting there. Focus your mind and focus your energy on that specific thing or those specific things in order to get on track or to come to some understanding of where you are right now and how to get to where you want to be. So you have to be able to take everything, all these outside influences, and put them to the side in order to really spend time thinking, spend time understanding yourself, becoming self-aware, understanding, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I've been, not doing it to my full capabilities, but if I do it to my full capabilities, I can take it here. So what do I need to do in order to, be able to do this full time or to be able to do this to my full capabilities? Maybe I'm in school and I'm juggling work with school. Okay, maybe I need to find a different job that'll allow me to, get ahead in class or get my classes done and receive, decent grades while still being able to earn an income. Maybe the job you're currently at, you're not given enough time to go to school, not given enough time to have those particular classes that you need that that only being taught one time during the day. So your work is kind of interrupting that. So maybe you need to switch your career in the meantime in order to get what you want down the road. So you need to take time out for yourself to get a clear understanding on how to get to where you want to be and figuring out what is causing that not to happen in this moment. What is interrupting that? What is not allowing you to be successful, and figuring out how you can eliminate that in order to reach the success that you want for yourself in the future. And and any of these things, it could be work that's stopping you from becoming successful. It could be friends that are stopping you from becoming successful. So understanding what it is, what is the negative energy, or what is the obstacle that's in the way, that you need to remove in order to get to where you want to be. And it may be friends sometimes. Your friends may be on a different course than you're on, and you may have to make the decision to, cut them off and go a different direction because they're not going in the same direction that you want to go in. And subconsciously, without you even knowing, they're holding you back from being great. So it may be your friends that you need to change. Surround yourself, around people that have the same goals that you have, that have the same mindset, drive, ambition that you have, that want to go in the same direction that you want to go. Surround yourself with those kind of people because you guys are going to feed off one another. Good energy always has a positive impact on your life. So if I'm hanging around somebody who wants to be just as successful as I want to be, my chances are increasing because they're going to push me. They're going to subconsciously, they're going to push me. They're going to motivate me, just being around that kind of energy. So another thing I suggest, you do is keep a journal. And I know, for men, we don't like to write in journals. We don't like the thought of even writing down emotions or writing down our thoughts, because growing up, we're taught that that's a feminine thing to do, to write in a journal or to write about what you're thinking, your thought process. So we tend to, stray away from that. But as a growing individual, that is very important to achieving certain things. If you're trying to achieve some level of success, or you're trying to become better at something, or to become better with what you're doing in that moment, you need to track your progress. You need to track where you were a year ago, or where you were 2 weeks ago, and where you are today, so you can get an understanding of where you got lost if you're going downward, or if you're progressing. It's the prescription, it's the medicine. You writing down your thought process, you writing down the things that you did correctly. Now you have the formula. Now you know where to go, how to do it. Now that you've done it before and it's written out, I know how I should proceed in the future when I'm facing certain obstacles, because when I did it that way before, I had some level of success from it. So being able to track your progress is a great thing. And being able to track your thoughts, being able to write your thoughts down, organize them, and see them visually. Sometimes you have to speak things out in order, a part of being successful, they tell you have to constantly say it to yourself over and over. I'm going to become this. I'm going to be this person. I'm going to reach this level of success. You have to constantly say it to yourself, so it's positive reinforcement. You got to continue to reinforce it in yourself. So writing things down and saying it out loud and being able to visualize it, being able to see it written down on a page is powerful in becoming that successful person. So I want you guys to, write down your thoughts. Even if you're an entrepreneur, I constantly have business ideas that I come up with, and I had to keep track of them or I lose them. Your mind can only hold so much information. So why are you trying to boggle it down with so much? Write it down so you don't have to keep track of all that stuff in your mind. Make it easy for yourself. You have a business idea, write it down. Even if you feel like it's a failure or the business idea doesn't make sense, write it down still. Just keep track of your thoughts. Maybe there's something good that can come from that business. You just really didn't realize it in the first, in the beginning. So keep track of those kind of things. Keep track of your thoughts, where you are mentally, because it helps you develop into who you want to become when you can organize those thoughts and put them in a way that they make sense. When I'm building a business, you have to write out a business model canvas to where you're writing out how you're gonna generate revenue, who are your customers, what is your moat, or a moat is what makes access to your market hard, difficult. A moat could be patents. I have patents on my idea, so it's going to be hard for people to copy what I do because I have patents. So moats are that it surrounds your business. It gives your business a key advantage. So you have to write those things out when you're building a business. You have to see it all out. So when you're writing a business plan, you have to write it out. You can't just, say it off your mind to an investor. He wants to see it written out. He wants to see that you were able to take these thoughts and being able to take the information that you've gathered, the research that you gathered, and being able to organize it in a way that makes sense. So it's the same when you're journaling. You have to organize your thoughts in a way that makes sense so you can keep track of where you are mentally, or you can keep track of where you are with your business, or you can keep track of, how you plan to remove these obstacles out of your life. So I just want us to get used to writing in journals or writing in books, and writing down things that we may be learning from books, because I read a ton of books. I read a ton of books, but there's no way I can remember the most important thing from all these books. If I'm reading hundreds of books, I can't remember what every specific book was about or the important thing that came from that book. So I write down summaries of books. I write down on little Post-it notes. I write important information that was on a specific page. I write that down, stick it in the book, or I have a journal where I write down super important things that I felt that would be viable for me to know for my future. So I keep track of things so I can easily go back and be like, okay, that's what that book was talking about. Okay, that's what it was about. I keep track of the important information because I know that information is going to help me somewhere down my path in the future. So get used to writing things down, because that's what successful people do. They write their thoughts down. They write things down in order to organize themselves, in order to organize their thoughts. But I thank you guys for checking out this video, and like I always say, I'm gonna have more coming, more on the way. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day, your month, and your year, and I catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.